Hi, I'm Mark Willows from Clocks4Classics, and I'd like to show you how to fit one of our Rev Counter repair kits to a Smiths Rev Counter. Now the Rev Counter I have here is an early RV type. You can tell that because there's some small lettering showing that just at the base of the needle there. You can also fit the kit to the later RVI type of Rev Counters, and although there are some small differences, the procedure is basically the same, and I'll show you some of the differences as we go along. I'd also recommend that you have a look at our printed instructions on our website, as those contain some extra detail. Now the first thing we need to do is remove the bezel and glass from the Rev Counter, and to do that we twist it until these tabs here line up with the slots in the case. Now you may find that the bezel is corroded and difficult to remove, and in that case you need to put some penetrating fluid down along this seam here, and you can also lever very gently between the Rev Counter and the bezel, and if you go all the way round the bezel doing that, you should eventually find that it will come free and you can twist it. So this one is free, so I can twist it, line up the tabs, and the bezel and glass come away, and then there's also this shading ring to remove. I'll put it away to one side. Then we can remove the actual mechanism of the Rev Counter from its case by undoing these two screws at the back here. I'll just do that now. They usually come out quite easily, and you need to just put your hand underneath and catch the movement as it comes free from the case. There we are, and lift the case off, and there's the movement. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this rear circuit board here and replace it with the circuit board from our repair kit. But before we do that, we need to disconnect the wires. Now the two wires that you're really interested in are these two wires, which run from the movement, the coil movement of the Rev Counter to the circuit board. And when we fitted our new circuit board, we're going to connect to those two wires. So you need to cut those where they connect to the old circuit board and leave as much length in place as possible. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've cut those, and now I can remove the old circuit board, and that's just a matter of undoing these two screws. So I'll do that now. Keep those screws because we'll need them again later on. And there we go. We'll take that circuit board off, and now we're going to replace it with our new circuit board. This is the circuit board. As you can see, it's got some wires at the back. These connect to the vehicle when the Rev Counter is installed, and it's got an orange and a white wire on the front, and they are the wires that will connect to the wires that we've just cut on the Rev Counter movement. So to install the board, we just screw it into place using the same screws and screw holes as before, and you'll see there's three of the corners on the circuit board are chamfered, but one is square, and that square corner goes at the top left. It'll only actually fit on one way, so you can't really get it wrong. So I'll put those screws in place. Okay, that's the new board in place, and now what we need to do is connect that orange wire and the white wire to the two wires we cut, the two wires that run down to the movement here. Now in terms of which wire connects to which, sometimes these colours the red and the black colours can be swapped round. So what you need to do is if you hold the Rev Counter in this orientation, and you need to connect the left wire, whichever colour that is, just connect the left hand wire there to the orange wire on our circuit board, and connect the right hand wire to the white wire from our circuit board. If you look on the instructions, it shows this in some detail. So the way we're going to connect the wires, rather than soldering them, we're going to use these connectors here, these insulation displacement connectors. Oops, I've dropped that one. Let's get it back. There. And to use those, we simply push the wires, the two wires, into the holes in the base of the connector. We don't have to strip the wires. And then we just press them together with a pair of pliers. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to connect the orange wire to the left hand wire on the tachometer. So I push the wires into the connector, and it's important to push them all the way to the top. Straighten that one out a bit. There we go. Okay, so I've pushed the wire to the top of the connector there, and then what I need to do is just squeeze the connector with a pair of pliers, a little button on the top of this connector, and it is important to squeeze that button so it's completely flush all the way around. There we are. That's those two wires connected. Now I'm going to connect the other two. So this is the white wire from our new circuit board, and that's connecting to the right hand wire from our Rev Counter. Push the two wires in and squeeze down on the connector, squeeze it all the way around, and there, that's them connected. And then I can just tuck those out of the way. What you can do is just use a bit of super glue to glue the wires out of the way, and it's important to make sure that the wires are not caught in the mechanism of the movement, so you need to make sure the needle can still move freely. And that's the circuit board fitted. Now if you have an RVI type of Rev Counter like this one, it's basically the same procedure, but you'll see that there's a middle circuit board here. Now that middle circuit board won't be used when our new circuit board is in place. We just leave that circuit board in place. But you will find that in order to remove the rear circuit board, there's a few wires that run between the two, and you just need to cut those wires and leave that middle circuit board in place. And there's, on some of them, there's also these white wires here that are connected to the ignition coil, and you can just cut those and remove them completely. So you do exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing that you're doing really. You're still replacing this rear circuit board, but in order to remove it, you'll have to cut the wires which run between the two. And again, that's covered in more detail if you look in our written instructions. Okay, so back to our RV Rev Counter. So we have the circuit board fitted in place on the back, and we have our wires connected. I've tucked the two connectors well out of the way. Now there's one more thing we need to do before we can fit the Rev Counter back in its place, and that's to calibrate it. So that's to teach the electronics the exact position of all the markings on the scale, and also to set it up for 4, 6 or 8 cylinder, and for the signal polarity, positive or negative, depending on your vehicle. Now that's quite straightforward to do. You don't need, with this system, you don't need a computer or phone or anything like that. It's self-contained, and it's all done using this little calibration button that you can see on the back there. Now there's a separate video that you can watch on the calibration, and there's also a lot of detail in our written instructions. So I have this Rev Counter already calibrated, So before we put it back in its case, we need to do one more thing, and that is to drill the hole for these wires to exit through. And to help you do that, to get the hole in exactly the right place, we supply this template. And the way this works is that you make a small pinprick right in the center here where it shows you, and then you place the template face down on the back of the case, and you look inside and you line up the black dots with the screw holes. It's a little bit difficult for me to do while I'm looking at the camera here, but there we are. That's the black dots lined up with the screw holes, and when they're lined up, you turn the case back over, tape the template down to the case so that it won't move, and you drill the hole right where that pinhole is. Okay, so for this rev counter, I've already drilled the hole in the back of the case there, so that all we need to do is to thread the wires through that hole and fit the rev counter movement back in its case. Now if you've got a clock mounted in your rev counter, as this one did have, it's a good idea to remove the clock before you drill that hole, just to make sure that you don't get any swarf inside the case of the clock. So there, I've got the wires threaded through, fitted the movement back in its case. I'm just going to secure it now with the two screws that we took out earlier. Just fit those in place and tighten them down. And the only other thing I need to do is to fit the parts on the front, so that's this shading ring, get it the right way around, and the glass and bezel just twist in place over the top, and there, that's our repair kit fitted. And as you can see, we've got 3 wires coming out of the back which will connect to the vehicle. So there's the red and black, which are the positive and negative supply, and the white wire which connects to the coil. And there are a separate set of written installation instructions which show you how to wire the rev counter up in your car. So thank you for watching, and do take a look at our written instructions which you'll find on the website.